Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. We almost finished with our book here, but have no fear. Right thinkers, you got a choice. We can do Mysteries of Isis. We can go to meditative state. It'll teach you how to meditate, get you to the top of that pyramid. Or we can get some more Maya philosophy. If y'all paid attention, tune in, drop me a line, let me know which one you want to learn. Eventually, we're going to go through all of them, but you have a preference. Let's go. Give you a choice. All right, let's talk right thinking philosophy because I got some good stuff for you. We about to do some good stuff in this book. We almost wrapping up, but this is the best part, the end. All right, let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I'm giving you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Excuse me. Let's get there together. So I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. It's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to Maya, be true. Woo-hoo-hoo. Right thinkers, let's wrap it up with the Asarian resurrection. Explain as I go through each paragraph. I'm trying to break it down because I look at it as a life. This is life lessons that if you learn this, you'll know a lot of things about yourself. Okay? But that's the goal. Let's get on it. The Asarian resurrection. Myth. Hello, it's a myth for teaching purposes only, and was the most important one of all periods of ancient Egyptian history and all other systems of theology, which there was a few, we already know that, and some relations, okay? According to tradition, Asar, spelled A-U-S-A-R, A-S-A-R without the vowels, or the Greeks call him Osiris, okay, O-S-I-R-I-S. And you have Aset, spelled A-U-S-S-E-T, A-S-T, A-S-E-T, or better known from the Greeks again is Isis, where they were the first king and queen of ancient Egypt, according to the myth. That's what we're dealing with. And it's about to get good. Why? Because if you get into the story and understand the myth, it'll make sense to you. So let's go. Don't try to make it literal, please. They taught the people agriculture. They established a code of laws, aka Maya philosophy, ethics, and morals, and taught all to worship the god and goddesses as well as the supreme being in the form of Ra, that thing you see up in the sky. One version, and just one, I'm going to go over that right now. I ain't got to do a whole bunch of them. One is good. One version holds that one day, Asar's brother, Set, became jealous of Asar. This one little paragraph is setting you up for a concept that you need to really understand. And I keep explaining to you, who is Set? Set is Asar's brother. But these are all principles and aspects of your personality. Asar represents your soul. Okay? Set represents the ego part of your same soul. Okay? And your soul, which is the ego, is going to get the best of your spirit. That's laying out there for you. You see where we're going with this? So when Asar loses to his ego self, he gets his what? Resurrected with his son spirit and have knowledge and wherewithal of himself to what? Defeat your lower nature. Go where I didn't go. Okay, he got me, so to speak. So I'm trying to set the story up for you because this is a good story. I'm trying to set you up for it. So let's go. Now remember, Asar is the soul. Wisdom is his half, other half, Aset. You put spirit and wisdom together, you get Haru. That's a spirit that's resurrected, what? In me and you. Moving on, that's the concept, so roll with me. Now, Set, I'm about to break it down to you. He represents what? He represents the personification of evil forces, not evil itself. Pay attention. Evil forces and negative qualities in your individual character, such as, you ready? These are all evil forces. Anger, hatred, greed, and all these other things that come with it. He plotted in jealousy and out of anger, the blinding passion of emotions that clouded his intellect. Some of us, when we get so mad, so upset, there's no logic, there's no reason, we just gonna go at it. That's animalistic, that's beastly. And a lot of us rely on that to make our point as men. If you can't get it right, beat it, hit it, okay? That's not the way to go. And the ego gives you that nonsense. And if you follow that, you're going to be a woman beater. You're going to be a physical person. Why? Because you can't control your anger. Anger leads to emotional reaction, and it's never good. So those are things you have to master in yourself to get started on that ladder tree of life. Starts with Set, your ego, okay? And we all have one. Now, to usurp, when your ignorance is clouded and your intellect can't, so to usurp the throne and what? Conspired to kill who? Asar, his brother, who was at the time the king. But it's more to it than just that. This is a brief overview. Little interjection for this one. They was brothers. They had their wives, which was their sisters. Okay. Set's wife was in love with Asar. They just gave that Lord, we got that concept, but they just cut that out because it gets you quick to the chase. I want to get there too, but I want to make it clear. Your ego wants to be on the throne. When the show. Haru, the spirit in you, your uppers, your father's spirit that's in you, won't allow that. That's where the moral fight comes. That's what it said. If devil get behind me, that's Set. The Christians in religion, I got that information for you too. Y'all call him the devil. Moving on. But Set secretly, what? Plotted and planned and got the measurements of Asar, and he constructed a coffin. Through trickery, there you go. And every God that you know that's on the evil side, they all are tricksters, okay? Liars. How about that? Okay? Deceivers. That's what the devil is. Hello? And all those guys who appear nice, seem to be your friend, that's what he said. Oh, my brother, I try this out. Yeah. The whole time, knowing what he's going to do. That's called hidden agendas. Moving on. That's why we got karma to take care of them people. Set was able to con Asar into what? Trying the coffin on for size. Who tries on coffins? What they said, it was laid out, decked out. Yeah. Brand new car. Who wouldn't test drive that? If it fit, it's mine. So the coffin fit Asar. Moving on conceptually. But watch this. And while he was able to get Asar in the coffin, and while Asar was resting in it, feeling all good, what? Set and his 72 assistants, his buddies, locked it down and dumped it into the Nile River. Long story. He drifted down and he came on the bank down in the coffin, made his way down to close to Sierra, where it became embedded in the earth, and from it grew a tree. And this tree had a pleasant aroma, and the king of Syria was walking through down that area. He smelt the tree. He had the people cut it down, so he wanted it in his garden so he can do what he wanted to do. He had the tree cut down, but they didn't know Asar's body was inside the tree. So when you see now, they call it Jed pillow. So what happened? The king passed the tree, immediately fell in love with the president of Rome, so he had it cut down, all right, brought to his palace, and formed a what they call the Jed pillow. It represents the backbone of Asar's, right? Okay, the Jed, spelled D-J-E-D, is the symbol, watch this, of Asar's back. It has 4 horizontal lines, okay, in relation to what? A firmly established or straight column of the Jed columns is symbolic of what? Your upper energy centers, known as the chakras. And from the third level down, that's where if you didn't pass the 3rd level, the scales of Mayat, you were in danger zone. 4 and up, that means your heart got a little bit better, your talk and speech got better, and you open your 3rd eye. If you don't reach that level, at least you passed the 3rd level, so you get to they had to vote on you to see if you're passed, long story short. But this could tell you about the upper chakra system, and I tell my Masonic brothers, 3 levels of masonry, you don't still know who you are. You need 7. Remember that number 7. Okay, and the symbology of the upper energy centers, aka the chakras, that relate to the levels of consciousness. If you didn't reach the next level of your heart chakra, you was considered a beast of the field. So you wasn't gonna make it into heaven. Okay, they don't allow that. Homie, don't play that. But in the spirit, Aset, Asar's wife, who is the personification of what? Of the life-giving mother force that's in creation. That's who the soul impregnates the creation. I said, and from that, it's us, Haru, in the flesh. Now, in the force of creation, in all humans. I just made it clear for you, hopefully. Now, she went to Syria in search of her husband, Asar. Her search. Now, she wouldn't search because that's what wives do. Okay? A dedicated, devoted wife, that's what they tell you. That's the aspect of who she is. Watch this. Now, her search led her to the palace where the king had, and she told him he took a job, this, that, and the other. Okay, I'd like to get through that, to get to the lesson. But Isis then told the king that Asar, her husband, was inside the pillar and made from the tree. The king graciously gave her the pillar, and she returned it with her to Kemet, back home. Okay. Upon her arrival, this way it gets good, her return to Kemet, Egypt, Isis went into the papyrus swamps, okay, where the papyrus grows, where she lay over Asar's dead body. Pay attention. This is where y'all get the idea of immaculate conception, but remember, this is a mythological, a metaphor concept. It ain't literal. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, please. Over the dead body as she conceived the son. I've been giving you the story the whole time. I love the story. Haru, that's us. Horus, as the Greeks called them. And through the spirit of who? Asar, with the assistance of, watch this, with the gods Tahuti, reasoning, right thinking, and Amun, the hidden spirit, one evening as Set was hunting the papyrus swamps, he came upon Asar and their newborn baby. They didn't take you through the false penis and all that good stuff, but that's another story. But right now they just get into the good stuff. While Asar, the baby, was born, and when Set came and found him in his rage of passion, what did he do? He dismembered the dead body of Asar and cut him up into 14 pieces and scattered the pieces all throughout the land. Here it says land. When you hear the story, depending on who's telling it, they say around the world. No. No. Just in Egypt. Even the myth, you can make it around the world. God forget, you can do anything in the myth. Okay. But depending on who's telling the story. But the correct is around the land. And in this way, it is Set, which is his brute force in us, that ability when they get angry to destroy. Hulk, destroy. Yeah, that's what the concept comes from. And watch this. And the force of our body impulses and our desires that dismembers, okay, our what? Intellect, our thinking. When you do dumb stuff, you ain't thinking, right? Hence, right thinking. I hold myself accountable not to what? Do dumb stuff. That's all. Just hold myself accountable. Now I can explain to you. You can do it too. What? Hold yourself accountable. That's all. I can't tell you what to do, but put yourself in a position not to have the results be what? Punishable. All the results of your actions should be rewarded with blessing. That's why you do a selfish service. You give, you give, you give. Most people are what? Takers. The only way they're going to give is when they give them with an agenda to get something back. That's a hidden agenda. That's not a selfish service. Watch this, under the influence of what? Set, your ego. Instead of being one and united, we see what? Multiplicity and separateness. Why? It don't know God. It's got out. It's on its own. Okay? That's why people who don't believe in God, don't serve God, don't worship God, they on their own. They fine until what? When they decide they need God. They all do. Moving on. As I say, my man, you can fight. It's futile. Trust me. But when you dealing in a mindset of multiplicity and separateness, which gives you a rise to what? Give a rise to your own personal, egoistic, selfish, and violent behavior. It's been proven. It ain't changed. It's been there all the time. Now, thus, what? The ancient Egyptian character of Set, again, character is the what? Prototype. He's the prototype for who? For your Jewish, your Christian, and your Islamic Satan. The devil. Yeah, he's inside you. He ain't outside you, just like God. Hello. I'm hoping you understand this. Well, I see the clock. There's going to be a few lessons. Don't worry, I ain't in a rush. But the great mother, which we call Aset, once again, set out to search. Now for what? Those 14 pieces of her husband, and she did that with the help of who? Anubis. Discernment. That means she had to be particular about who she deal with and what she doing and how she getting what she need done. That's Anubis. And she had Nephthah, which is her sister, and she represents what? Devotion. She's devoted to taking care of whatever her son need to do. And when y'all people who at church, this is the stuff that you show to your pastor. Respect, devotion, and you'll always back him, and he'll always do what he need to do. Why? Because with your help, he's going to do just that. Good men with good women will always succeed. Behind every good man is two good women, not the side chick. I can't help it, sorry. But, excuse me. Now, with the help of her desires and her devotion and her love and her wherewithal, her discernment, she found all 13 pieces. What thought the 14? Good that you paying attention. The 14th piece is the penis. It got eaten by a snake. So, what they're showing you that you can regenerate life through spiritual connection, not the physical, sexual connection. That's what they're showing. Why he had no penis. And she made artificial penises. Now I know them as dildos. Okay, it was a golden one too. They love that gold. Something about gold. All right, let me get this last part out, and I can cut it back, and I'll be back in a minute. But now, after searching all over the world, again, see, 1 minute the land, next minute the world, they found what? All 13 pieces of Asar's body, except for his phallus, which was eaten by the fish. And even in the Eastern Hindu, the Tantra mythology of their gods, they had a god called Shiva, which is the same as Asar, who is the equivalent to Asar, excuse me. Also, what? He lost his phallus. He lost his penis, too. By castration in one story. Nah, I don't know if I want to be one of them guys. They're going to take your penis. He could have that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm having a moment. If that guy couldn't have his penis working, man, count me out. Why? It's a wrap. I'm done. That's why you live for your lower nature. When you don't have that, life is meaningless to you. Young men, understand that. Stop. It ain't the end all be all. I'm about to take you to the next lesson. And watch this. In ancient Egyptian, the Hindu Tantra mythology, the loss represents, watch this, the loss of one's penis, watch this, represents seminal retention. What the hell? Semen retention, for those who don't understand seminal. Okay, in order to what? To channel your sexual energy back into your body. I told you, when you don't, women have a menstrual cycle. They ovulate every 28 days. Okay, that's nature. It ain't ever changed. You can say what you want. It's still 4 weeks. Don't give a damn. Okay, now with the men, we don't menstruate. No, but it's a purification where your sperm, okay, that thing that causes life, that create life, it generates through you. And if you don't waste it in 28-day cycle, it purifies and it goes up and comes back down conceptually. But this what they thought about life. So it wasn't always about the bump and grind. Once you control your lower nature, you'll understand that. I'm trying to get you to understand that. They got abstinence, okay? Whatever you want to do, but you need to control your urges from the waist down. Okay, let's go. My nose itching like crazy. But now, watch this. In the sexual energy, in the myth, he largely represents semen retention. But in order to channel your sexual energy, they took the penis away to what? To show you the energy for your higher spiritual centers, therefore transforming it into what? Spiritual energy, aka life. Did you know that? I'm loving this. This is teaching. Now, in short, it is representing what? Cutting off the lower desires of your worldly pleasures in favor of what? Spiritual realization and knowledge of self. Get closer to God. And Isis represents, Isis, Anubis, and Nephthys, the three, remembered all the pieces except the phallus, which was eaten by a fish. But Asar thus regained what? Life in the realm of the dead. Again, the spirit don't die, but when he went there, ain't no sex in the afterlife. I told you that. Why? Anybody got no penis? But the sacred fish, which ate the penis of Asar, he became what? The ritual fish of what? Y'all ready for this? This is going to blow your mind. I'm going to end on this one. It became what? The Christian fish of Christianity, and that was one of the most popular symbols of Jesus. That's who Jesus represented, the Son of God. I understand the concept. A lot of y'all who follow it don't, but I get it. I understand it. That's why I respect religion, not the people who mispractice it and misinterpret and misunderstand it. That's the lesson. Oh, I got more. I'll be right back, though. In closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away, and I'll be back with more life lessons.